Names are powerful weapons to the pathway of our destiny. Names is one of the most important thing in our life. In fact, it's one of the things that defines us. And that is why most times when you go for interviews or meet people, the first thing they ask you, may I meet you? May I know you? And the first thing you tell them about yourself is your name. And remember how this whole name thing started. After God has created everything, all the animals and birds, and then created man in his own image. And he gave man the power to name those things that he has created. And he was able to name those animals based on their characteristics, based on what he saw them display, based on who they were, or based on who he perceived them as. And that is why we know in those days, our forefathers, we saw how they named, in their ignorance then, they named children, or they named their children according to how they were feeling or what they were going through or the difficulties they were passing through as at the time they gave birth to them. And that is why as at that time you see a child bearing Obu. In my language, Obu means envy. And you see another one bearing Amaihiowama. And we know in the Bible, that child that his parents gave birth and named him Jabez, child of sorrow, because of what they were passing through at the moment. And that child grew up with that name, and that name became a thorn in his flesh. That name became to reflect, that name became to cause disfavor to the child. That name even became to be a source of sorrow to that child. That child had nothing good going on for him because of his name, until he rose up and said, no, I want to put an end to this suffering. And he changed his name, and we know the rest of that story. And thank God for our parents these days. In their wisdom, they go lengths to give their children reasonable, good, beautiful names. You hear names like Wisdom, Stephen, Solomon, Chinelo, of course.